I sat in my car and read the bumper sticker on the car in front of me. It read, "Don't take your organs to heaven. Heaven knows we need them here." At first glance, it seems like a reasonable appeal. According to the Donate Life organization, there are more than 115,000 people who need an organ transplant, and every 10 minutes, another name is added to the list. In the year 2011, there were about 28,000 organ donations, a far cry from the number who need organs. These astonishing numbers of need versus supply makes most Americans side with the organ donation procurement programs. However, as I will highlight, there are many ethical issues surrounding organ donations. It is estimated that 23% of those who donate their organs upon death are uninsured, according to an article. The impact this has on ethics surrounds the eligibility of recipients and the requirement that they have insurance and other means to pay for the transplant and the subsequent medications that are needed to avoid rejection of the new organ. The estimated cost of a heart transplant for the first year after surgery alone is $479,000. A liver transplant averages $393,000 in the first year after surgery. And these costs continue for the rest of the recipient's life. This means that those who meet every other requirement to be placed on the organ transplant waiting list, but who lack financial ability, face certain death. The result is that many minorities and poor never make it to the waiting list, leaving an uncomfortable racial and economic bias in the organ transplant program. This country places a high value on equality and caring for the poor, and this places an ethical dilemma on those who are in the medical profession on how to best serve all of those who need organ transplants. Another area of concern that poses questions for us is that of opting out. It's a law that has been placed on the table in this country and in other countries. This opting out program would mean that unless a person opted out or requested to not donate their organs, it would be assumed that they would donate their organs, and therefore upon death their organs would be harvested. This law has not yet passed anywhere. However, it is one that keeps being brought to the table. Another area of concern is that question of when does death actually occur? What is brain death? Do doctors make mistakes on brain death in their haste to procure an organ? The question of when death occurs is still debated, and given medical advancements that save lives, can those who have died be brought back to life, and if so, to what extent? Does quality of life play a part in the equation, or should anyone who has a chance of life be given every single measure to save it? Another question raised by many is who should qualify to get organs? Should alcoholics or drug users be given liver transplants over a person who did not engage in behavior that brought on their medical condition? More importantly, are organ transplants really worth the cost? Should people be allowed to sell their organs? The fact that we have the ability to save lives doesn't always mean that we should. Given the many ethical issues surrounding transplants and the inequities on who gets an organ, should we even be allowing any organ transplants? There's a financial gain for doctors and for hospitals who get a finder's fee for organs that are procured. Medical science is advancing so rapidly. Our ability to prolong life has outpaced our ability to know when to cease to use that science. As long as there are questions like these, we should raise the question of should organ transplants even occur?